Hello there, my Virgo collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness, Virgo. There's the King of Swords. The Wild Wild West energy with you. But this is like new options, new opportunities. Some of you, this is endings and going off into like a new beginning for you. But you're like, it's like limitless options or opportunities. Because it feels like the Wild Wild West, but you got to contend with rattlesnakes and coyotes. You're pulling Scorpion vibes as well. So I don't know if you got like Scorpio, Moon, Rising, Venus energy here. So, damn Virgo, what are you doing? There with the King of Swords. Virgos, if someone's trusting you or something, you're like the fucking wild card energy here. So I don't know if you're a Virgo or those of you in that kind of Virgo vibe. Like you're making some interesting choices here. Generic energy, maybe we got something coming up with Virgo. Look, there you fucking are, Virgo. So, damn. What's your favorite astrologer? Trusting the instincts and the intuition as well. Knight of Swords. There's the Two of Cups. Well, the Five of Swords there with the Page of Swords. I don't know. Who's trusting you and who the fuck are you trusting? And damn. This is, it's not like player vibes, but it's kind of like in that energy. If it's not player vibes, it's like player adjacent. So this is, you might think you're doing the right thing or you might think it's like the right vibe. But there's maybe a tad bit too much manipulation when it comes to this energy with you, Virgo. You're definitely in some sort of situationship. I feel like it's a situationship. I don't feel a lot of love energy with regard to you here, Virgo. But I don't think you're feeling a whole lot of love energy either. So you're watching your back. You're definitely mindful of who's in your vibe. You've already made decisions with regard to your options or your opportunities here. Some of you, it's like player energy, but maybe you've intellectualized it to the point where you're looking at it as like player adjacent. So you've had to make some interesting choices, and now that energy is definitely sort of switching up when it comes to you. So there's some sort of situationship. I definitely feel like you're in a situationship. But they don't trust you, you don't trust them, and whatever the sort of vibe here is. Someone keeps intellectualizing something. This is like or philosophizing something. So you could be going through something where this could almost be like a crisis of consciousness vibe with you. Where you finally realize, oh fuck, what the hell is this even about? Which allows this sort of switch up in energy with you. Whatever new options or new opportunities are coming your way or that you choose, it's going to be free from all this stuck stagnant energy. Because you don't trust them, they don't trust you. And Virgo, I mean, I feel like you can't trust them and they know they can't trust you. Or Virgos, those of you, you're like the wild card fucking vibe here anyway. With the astrology, I don't know what Virgo's doing astrologically. So this could be a very generic energy with you, Virgo. But I like that, I like the Wild Wild West vibes with you. Because you know going into it what the kind of energy is going into it. Because you think of the Wild Wild West and you think of coyotes and rattlesnakes and scorpions and, you know, not a lot of water. So you have to make sure that you come prepared. So when it comes to like the emotional side of things, you're not going to be emotionally satiated. Alright, Virgos. What the fuck? There's the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, watch your favorite astrologer. Because you notice the water vibes back there. All that sort of tumultuous energy. That's why I feel like you're going to go be single. And it ain't got anything to do with any kind of romantic or friendship or any kind of interpersonal relationships or partnerships with regard to you. You're kind of, you're pulling that Ace of Cups, and you're definitely, I'm a what the fucking energy here. You're making sure you're moisturized, hydrated, feeling good, feeling loved. You're putting all that time, energy, and attention into yourself instead of wasting it on others. But you're aware of the rattlesnakes. Those of you, if you're dealing with a Scorpio in particular, because you are pulling Scorpion vibes. So maybe you got a Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. And like the coyotes, it's like what you need to be mindful of. Because wherever the hell you're at now, I mean, you don't trust nobody, they don't trust you, and y'all are just... If you haven't started turning on each other yet, it's only a matter of time before things start to switch up. But it's kind of dependent upon who's in this Virgo. Nine of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Wands. There with the King of Wands. There at the Emperor vibe. You know what? Scorpio pulled the same fucking thing here. So are you dealing with the Scorpio, or you got a Virgo Scorpio rising? For fuck's sake here, Virgo. I don't know. If you're not trusting the vibes, this is like mindfulness here. Whatever the hell this situationship is. Whatever the hell this situationship is. You made some interesting choices, and now you're kind of reprioritizing things. Virgos, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't fool around and fall in love somewhere in this energy. And that's what has you like, I almost feel like you're kicking yourself in the ass with regard to some of the choices that you've made. Because the choices that you made for others, they've turned around and... You've had some interesting conversation. You've probably had a lot of interesting arguments. And now you're kind of realizing. But you're not going into a relationship or partnership. So Virgos, I feel like some of you done fucked up the situation that you're gonna have to go spend some time on your own before you can even think about a relationship or partnership. It's almost like a crisis of consciousness here. Or if you're starting to, I don't know if you started reading something and it got you kind of thinking of philosophy, anything like that. I don't feel like you're scared going into the kind of, this new kind of option or opportunity with you. But any emotional vulnerability that you showed was wasted. Because the Ace of Cups energy feels like with you, right? Where that sort of emotional vibe was very precious and important to you. Someone definitely took advantage of it. And that's given like the love vibes there. That sort of emotional energy. I almost feel like you fooled around and fell in love, but you done fucked the situation up to the point that you're just going to have to go off and sort of create your own vibe here. But whatever that decision making was, it didn't help out the situationship that you were in. Someone knows you're not all that emotionally invested anymore. With the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, there with the Emperor energy. So you could have missed out on a relationship or partnership or someone that you thought would have been like the perfect person for you because you were paying attention to this Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and the Emperor energy. And now you realize you missed out on like a great option or a great opportunity. You know you missed out on something. But that situation that's not like what the vibe is here. But now you've kind of had to prioritize things. The same considerations you've given others are not being reciprocated to you. So you're having a lot of if you had any kind of emotional sort of vulnerability with regard to this, Virgo, that's kind of been used against you. So, you know, maybe you thought they were your friend, maybe you thought it was a romantic relationship or partnership, and then you realize in the end that it really wasn't. But you made some choices that you're not too happy with. And now you're just kind of doing your own thing. Because you're not going into a relationship or partnership. You know you can't. Whatever, whoever you're holding like near and dear in that lantern, right? That's a situationship, that's a relationship or partnership that you know is never going to happen. But you kind of done somebody dirty there with regard to that as well. But whatever the hell the sort of energy was on this, yeah, this has created an interesting sort of a... You've probably cried. You have probably cried. And now you're realizing with that King and Queen of Wands and the Emperor energy, you were just like somebody's puppet. Whatever affections that you thought was there, whatever sentimentality you thought was there, it's kind of been a joke. That's why that Ace of Cups with you, you're going to be very stingy as to who gets that sort of emotional vibe with you. It's kind of like your love is as precious as water in the desert. I feel like you're feeling good, though. You're kind of giving like camel vibes. You got that Ace of Cups. You're definitely loving yourself. I feel like it's a nurturing vibe for you. But you're going to be very stingy. So I wouldn't be surprised if you don't date or get into another relationship or partnership for at least 2 or more years. If you listen to any of the Eagles songs, anything along that lines. Those of you, the overly dramatic energy on this, I like this just because for some of you, it's like the symbolism of it. And now you're kind of realizing. You picked the wrong partners. You picked the wrong friends. You picked the wrong work situations. You picked the wrong lovers. You picked the wrong everything because you were kind of going by everyone else's vibes. And then at the end, once you kind of missed out on who or what you were focused on, because I definitely feel like you fooled around and fell in love, now you're realizing that you were just expendable. Some of you could get the opportunity, or someone's just going to move you from one position into another. You're going to be displaced here because you aren't kind of in this player vibe. Hi, Virgo, you're pulling a Vita vibes, so, there's a lot of energy on that. Virgo hasn't learned the lines you'd like to hear. What's your favorite astrologer here, Virgos? It feels like a heartbroken energy, but you broke your own heart on this. So you really can't blame a relationship or partnership because whatever option or opportunity that you had, you're the one that sort of pissed it away. And now, moving forward, that's something you're going to have to be very mindful of. That's why you're not being overwhelmed. Scorpio, the Ace of Pentacles, the Lover's vibe. I don't know, Virgo, for a lot of you, this is like the perfect kind of option or opportunity for you. If this is a work situation, right? So you were very good at your job. You were very good at what you did. But when you thought you were going to get like an option or an opportunity, you just get sort of moved on to someplace else. Whatever, whoever, you fooled around and fell in love. You done fucked that situation up. And now you're just you're learning and growing from that. You are definitely not interested in any past sort of relationships or partnerships. This feels like more of a change in priority with you that allows you to not be overwhelmed. You've cried. You've had some emotional energy here. But it's kind of more of like a sweet release energy here. Yeah, you fooled around and fell in love and let everyone else sort of fuck you out of a situation. And now you know that that's just over. So whatever the fuck you did, you're very good at it. But yeah, you also missed out on, for some of you, what would have been a very great relationship or partnership. But oh well, right? Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, the Judgment vibe. You're going to be very mindful of who gets any of your emotional energy and attention right now. So with regard to dating, friendship vibes, those of you with regard to like being emotionally vulnerable, you're going to be very mindful of that. But you have this Ace of Cups energy. So this is when you're going to be able to, eventually you'll find the right, I don't want to say you'll love again because that is so cheesy as fuck. But some of you, I think you'll find that emotional capacity. But you'll be able to, it brings about more of an expressive energy with you. Because you're stingy with that Ace of Cups. That's like the canteen energy. I don't feel like you have to go west. I feel like it's just like the dryness and being very mindful of the emotional capacity of something. And for those of you that like the symbolism of it, like endings and new beginnings and just kind of going off and doing your own little fucking thing without being overwhelmed. 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. You're pulling like camel vibes here. There, that Ace of Cups and that Ace of Wands. So you got plenty to inspire you moving forward. You got all this sort of peace, love, and light energy as well when it comes to you here, Virgo. But you're not going to, you're going to be very aware of who gets like any sort of emotional reciprocity from you and who gets this sort of like passionate vibes. Kind of like the inspiration energy here. But I feel like this inspires you to better options or better opportunities. Whatever that past, whatever relationship or partnership that you chose not to prioritize in your life to focus on others, yeah, that's a no-go. You done fucked that up. So you know that relationship or partnership. You're not someone wistfully hoping that you're going to get a comeback around. But you're also, you trusted the wrong vibes or your priorities were off. This is why you're in that sort of camel energy. Where you're fucking prioritizing yourself. Really good vibes here. It is that energy of like prospecting for gold as well. So you have that energy of like hope. This is like a, I don't know, it's a great vibe. It's a great inspiration. But it's coming from a very toxic kind of codependency here. Some of you might have had a drink thrown in your face. I'm getting whatever sort of emotional capacity that you tried to show to whatever this crowd is, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Emperor energy. They are very flippant when it comes to the emotional vibes of things. So there's not a lot of love there. And any kind of emotional energy, it's disposable with them. And then here you are. Hey, for fuck's sake, Virgo. Whatever the fuck this energy is, you made choices. The Queen of Swords, the Capricorn vibe. The Knight of Wands. I'm there to the Leo energy. There to the Six of Wands. There to the Four of Wands. Hey, for fuck's sake here. Interesting astrology, Virgo. Virgo, make sure that you're staying moisturized, hydrated, wearing your sunscreen, and wearing your moisturizer. Ay, sweet Jesus, Virgos. Those of you with Virgo, Moon, Rising, Venus, this is kind of just staying very grounded and focused, very centered and focused. This is like it's like a preparedness energy. So with regard to any kind of options or opportunities, it's being very mindful. It's actually being rather gentle on yourself as well. Do make sure that you're like prioritizing moisturizing, hydrating, all that good stuff. Like take care of yourself, love yourself. A lot of good emotional energy here. And then trusting the inspiration on something. You're moving forward in such a great vibe. So you're pulling like camel vibes. So, damn. Any new option or any new opportunity you're moving towards, Virgo, you are well prepared in moving forward into a new option or a new opportunity. So you have everything that you need. You're very mindful. Because you're not scared of the rattlesnakes. You're mindful of the wolves. Those of you with the scorpion vibes. Those of you, I don't know if you're dealing with the Scorpio or you have like a Scorpio moon or rising energy. And I like the camel energy. Or maybe you just smoke camels. I don't know. But the camel is the one that stores all the water, right? So I feel like it's like a positive vibe for you. Inspiration. Ay, for fuck's sake, Virgo. I love that for you. Simple. This is no backseas with regard to relationships or partnerships. You done fucked up any option or opportunity for that. And then you realize that you missed out on that because you were prioritizing some absolute not so positive energies. And now you're just moving forward with inspiration. Some of you, you're not going to date for at least 2 years. You've done told yourself that. Those of you with Virgo, Moon, Rising, Venus, this is just getting far more grounded and focused. With the Ace of Cups there and the Ace of Wands, some of you, it's a great time to date. It's a great time to kind of get out there and express yourself, have some fun. If you were a little hesitant of dating maybe before or being emotional, it's almost like an emotional vulnerability with you that you're far more mindful of here than anything else, Virgo. But I kind of feel like it's because that's been used against you. So once you've been like emotionally vulnerable, once you've been like friendly, or once you allowed your emotions to show, then it's always been not such the right time. But when you should have showed the emotional vulnerability, you kind of fucked up and you didn't, and you missed out. So you're kind of decision making here with regard to who you trust, why you trust them, and the emotional integrity of the relationship or partnership. Your energy is going to be missed though, Virgo, because the King, Queen of Wands there with that Emperor energy, they are not going to be able to replace you. So you were really good at what the fuck you did, but you done fucked yourself out of for some of you, what would have been a great option or a great opportunity. Some of y'all, the love of your life, especially if you fooled around and fell in love. And then some of you just got tossed aside once you were kind of not needed anymore. That's a very messy vibe. Oh, Virgos, take what's yours. Think what the fuck is it? Watch your favorite astrologer as well. It puts you in the perfect vibe. So Five of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Tower vibes, Ten of Wands, the Moon, Magician, the Sun, and there's the Sagittarius energy. Oh my goodness, you're pulling that song again. There are 7 Spanish angels. Look at you go, Virgo. Love yourself, give to yourself, prioritize yourself. Those of you Virgos, if you've got a lot of water in your astrology, don't be surprised if you're not feeling like a little bit overwhelmed. Some of you are even going to shed a few tears. Some of you might feel like you're retaining water. Just go with the flow on that, because you need to stay moisturized. You need to stay hydrated. Some of you don't let that energy kind of overwhelm you either. Very balanced and focused. Endings, new beginnings, moving forward with a completely different perspective. But you're moving forward in a very optimistic energy here. Because I don't feel like you're scared or worried about anything. So with regard to like options or opportunities, because, you know, you're pulling like the rattlesnake vibes, you're pulling like coyote vibes, you're pulling scorpion vibes. Anything like that, most people might stay stuck or stagnant in. You're very mindful. So each movement you make towards this new sort of option or opportunity with you, you're pulling that positive energy with you. Do watch your favorite astrologer, because I feel like astrologically you probably got a lot of water energy, and then you got this sort of earth energy vibe here going on. So Virgos, take what's yours and leave what's not. You're not going back into any kind of relationship or partnership. That situation is over. But you're moving away from a very dominant energy with that Emperor, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. All right, peace, love, and light. Good luck. God bless.